welcome to another RSR. Tonight I'm reviewing Seattle Mariners 4, Toronto Blue Jays 0 in Game 1 of the 2022 American League Wildcard Series. Toronto Blue Jays lose 4-0. One bad inning puts them under the gun. An inning where Alek Manoah looked like he was about to do his best Rick Ankiel 2000 impression. And that inning did not look good. Top of the first, the two things that scored the 3 runs. Eugenio Suarez with an RBI double when Julio Rodriguez scored after being hit by the pitch. When you put runners on for the Mariners, they're going to make you pay 1-0 Seattle. Then Cal Raleigh, the man who put the Mariners in the playoffs, hits another big home run, 2-run home run, which also scores Eugenio Suarez to make it 3-0 Seattle. Then in the top of the 5th, Eugenio Suarez hits into a fielder's choice. They go to second, they get the out there, but that doesn't do enough. Julio Rodriguez comes in to score after another hit by pitch to make it 4-0, and that's the way it would end. No other scoring. The Blue Jays, they get 7 hits, nothing else. 6 hits for the Mariners. Alek Manoah, besides that first inning, didn't do too bad. The rest of the Jays pitchers didn't do bad at all. The bullpen did fine. Alek Manoah had an inning that was reminiscent of Rick Ankiel without the wild pitches, but looked like it was about to go that way. Luis Castillo had an amazing start. 7 1/3 innings. 6 hits allowed. 1 walk, 5 strikeouts. And then Andres Munoz for the rest. 1 2/3. Sat the Jays down for the rest. Honestly, the 2 Mariners pitchers are probably player of the game. I'm probably going to give it to Luis Castillo for player of the game because that was an amazing start from Castillo. He was great with the Reds, so don't question that. Actually, his splits this year were better with the Reds before he got traded. But suffice it to say, Castillo proved that he's a playoff starter. He's a tough starter. He's a great starter, and we knew this. And Alek Manoah, don't write checks with your mouth that you just can't cash, because saying that pressure is something you only put in tires and then you almost go full Rick Ankiel felt like you were feeling the pressure. It looked like you were feeling the pressure, Alek, and I like you. I like you. I think you do represent the number 6 very well, and I think Marcus Stroman does agree with that. I think he co-signed you as well. But one thing Marcus Stroman wouldn't do is pull a Rick Ankiel. When he was under pressure, he performed. You very much remind me of a foot taller Stroh, without maybe less drama, but depending on what other people say. But the one difference, you almost went full Rick Ankiel in that first inning. And that's the one thing the Jays lost because of. Besides the fact they can't manufacture runs like the Mariners do. They have to get a couple hits, then hit a bomb. If there's no home run at the end of it, you're not scoring if you're the Jays. That's normally what happens. It's the same thing as 2015. You play a team who plays small ball well, guess what? We get scalped. We get owned. Because this team just doesn't know how to play small ball. Maybe a little better in 2015. They completely sold out for the home run. These Jays, I've seen them do small ball things, a.k.a. that game against the Red Sox, but the Mariners ain't the Red Sox. Makes you wonder. It makes you wonder, is all I'm saying. Because this team just didn't show what we expected out of the Toronto Blue Jays. The Mariners were the better team today. That's by far the truth. Because the pitching blanked the Jays. Simple as. The Jays pitching for an inning didn't perform to the level we expected. Everything else, they did. But when you have an inning that, again, as I said, could go full Rick Ankiel if you're not careful, and almost did, well, there you go. And I say that as a fan of Rick Ankiel. I love him as a player. Great player. But I remember, the Cardinals are second favorite team. I live near St. Louis, of course. I remember. Now, I'm not saying Manoah has the yips. I'm just saying it almost looked like he did. That was definitely not the best situation I saw him put in. I thought he would do better than that. I thought Alek would do better. And I know it's like, why are you picking on Alek? And I'm not picking on Alek. But I think he would tell you just as much as I am that that first inning was shit. that's the reason the Jays lost the game. Anything else, they were getting hits. So it's not like the bats were completely quiet. They got hits. They got base runners. They just couldn't cash those in. You can't blame the offense this time. Not really. Matt Chapman got hit. Bo, I don't think... Actually, let me look at the... Bo got a hit. Springer got 2 hits and got hit by a pitch. Kirk got a hit. Chapman got 2. Merrifield got 1. Merrifield's actually been pretty good. He actually shocked me. I like Whit Merrifield. I think he's been pretty good. But Jays got hits. Mariners did too. They just cashed theirs in because they cashed their base runners in. You let them have walks, you let them have base runners, they're going to make you pay. That's what the Mariners do. They're very good at manufacturing runs. They play good small ball. Scott Servais knows how to have his team win. They can hit home runs, don't get me wrong. But Scott Servais knows how to let his team succeed or make his team succeed. And he knows that playing small ball, manufacturing runs, is what really matters for the Seattle Mariners. Scott Servais is a very good manager. He knows what works for his team, and he makes sure they know that game plan. So, when you look at the situation, pitching-wise, they were better by 1 inning. 1 inning showed that the Mariners were the better team pitching-wise. Hitting-wise, they cashed in when the Jays couldn't. That's pretty much the story of this game. 1 inning, and the fact the Jays couldn't cash in when they had the chance to cash in. So the question remains, what happens tomorrow? The question remains, the Jays are at the brink of elimination. They have to win 2 straight to go play the Astros. And even then, what does that game look like? Probably a skull dragging, or that series, because you play like this against the Seattle Mariners, the Astros will skull drag you, because they're a damn good team. They got Justin Verlander, Framber Valdez, and Lance McCullers. They're better than Luis Castillo. And you have problems with Luis Castillo. You could probably have some problems with Gilbert and Robbie Ray. Even if you get to the ALDS Toronto, that may be a Pyrrhic victory in itself. I think the Mariners have a better chance of beating the Astros if they get there. And I wanted a Cardinals-Jays World Series. Looks like neither will happen. Not even one of those teams will make it because, you know, the Cardinals blew a 2-0 lead and allowed 6 runs in the top of the 9th. Andre Palante. He could blow games against the Phillies, but doesn't help against the Jays when I was there, but whatever. With that being said, the Jays, I think this is a reality check. A little bit of a reality check for the Toronto Blue Jays, and they need to be better. Tomorrow and Sunday, if there is a Sunday, for them, I should say. They need to be better. The Mariners didn't really quiet the bats, but they definitely lowered the chances of the bats getting hot, you know? The bats had made sounds. The bats made chances, but it just wasn't enough. So with that being said, again, player of the game, Luis Castillo, 7 1/3 strong. Amazing play by Castillo. Amazing pitching. Painted the corners. Made good pitches. Induced groundouts. Struck out players. No walk. 1 walk when he hit George Springer. And that's it. Very clean game by Luis Castillo. I'm very happy to see that masterclass. I know I'm a Jays fan, but I do love pitching, and I do love seeing masterclasses. Even if they're against my team, masterclasses are enjoyable to watch. And that was a masterclass by Luis Castillo, so good job. Player of the game, Luis Castillo. Congratulations, Mariners, on Game 1, winning Game 1. We'll see what happens in the next 2, and if you win, you deserve it. You're a damn good team, and happy to see you back in the playoffs. You deserve to be here, and you should have been here last year just like we were. We should have been, but y'all may be the ones who go through. Ironically enough, it's funny how this is a series because we were the 2 teams that should have been in the playoffs last year, and then we weren't. Fitting, right? Fitting, right? But with that being said, if you like this video, like it, share, subscribe. You know what it is. Tell your friends. Hit that like button. hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification once subscribed, send super chats on the live streams, comment on this video, put this in a playlist, share with friends and family, all that great stuff. Also, click that Rumble link in my description to go subscribe over there as a backup. I'll be putting videos on both starting tomorrow or Sunday, depending on which. If anything ever happens here on YouTube, I'll be on Rumble, but I'll post things on both until that day, if that day ever comes. So with that being said, check out the Rumble link, subscribe there. With that being said, I'm Ryan and I'm out. Peace.